So you mentioned the left wanted to control us. There's this governor you may have heard of from Minnesota who, while you were opening your state for COVID, was keeping his lockdown and also doing a rat line for neighbors to rat each other out. And I understand there are a lot of Floridians now who have Minnesota accents.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I've known about Walz a long time because when people flee, they would tell me why they fled. They come up to me. I'd have strangers just give me like a big hug saying, thank you. We escaped from California, New York, but a lot of them escaped from Minnesota, and Minnesota has lost population since he's been governor. And so I think the policies have been very destructive when you're driving out people. But think about this shtick he's doing. I mean, this is just unbelievable. He will give this stump speech, and he says, you know, our neighbors can do what they want. It's none of your damn business what your neighbor's doing. This from the guy that set up a COVID snitch line imploring Minnesotans to tattletale on their neighbors for leaving their house. What, to take the dog, to relieve the dog, walk the dog, or go out and shoot hoops or something? He wanted you reported to the authorities. That is not minding your own damn business. That is a total abuse of government power. And then he'll say things like, well, these Republicans are weird. This is a guy that used Minnesota tax dollars to put tampons in the boys' bathrooms throughout the schools in Minnesota. Are you kidding me? And then he talks about trying to say, he's like, I want people to be able to, they make your own healthcare decisions. Fine, yeah, I agree. But he's the one that mandated the experimental COVID mRNA shot. There was a lot of people that didn't want that, and he forced that on the state employees. And so this whole shtick is totally contradicted by the record. Now the media, they are going to present him as, oh, he's a coach, he's a veteran, all this. That's what they're going to do. They're not going to talk about these policies. And it's interesting, even when they have to address it. So this knock on him for putting the tampons in the boys' locker room, how the media is portraying that is Republicans criticizing Walz for putting tampons in schools. They're omitting why we're so upset, why we think it's ridiculous, because he's putting it in the boys' bathroom. So they don't want to address the actual criticisms of it. I don't think ultimately these VPs probably, are going to affect the election, but how he's being presented versus the actual record, I mean, it's a stark contrast. And I've got people in Florida that live to tell the tales about what happened in the state of Minnesota. And it's interesting because you have some states in that same region, like Iowa's gaining population. They're doing very well. Minnesota's losing population. They're struggling. And it's all just a difference of philosophy and difference of policy. And that's a very stark contrast between those two states.